Yo, what's good everybody? Today I'm going to be doing a full Season 4 guide on Claudio. This is going to cover so much information about the character, and literally it's split off into different sections. So the sections we're going to cover are the Season 3 to Season 4 changes. We're going to go through everything about that. We're going to cover a lot of combos, like from different launchers, even though you can do the same combos from pretty much each launcher. I've covered a lot of combos. Setups, tech traps, going over his best moves, going over moves you should be careful about using, how he's best played, and literally the overall view of the character for Season 4. So let's get straight into it now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to cover is the Season 3 to Season 4 changes. This is where I'm literally going to go over all the patch notes for Claudio and just show you what's been changed. So the first one we have is his standing 2, which is this move here. They've increased the lower range of the attack and decreased the distance between the character and the opponent when the move hits. So when this move hits, the opponent is closer and it hits a little bit lower. Which means basically for us that, which you'll see in the combo videos, the standing 4 into 2-1-2 from front on and around this is, if you hit the standing 4 around here, the 2 will basically hit near enough all the time, which makes that a little bit easier, which is a good buff. The second change we got was the first was 4-3, where the first hit changed the damage from 15 to 17. The second hit changed the frame advantage when blocked from -5 to 0 frames. Decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move is blocked. So this is 4-3. This now does 17 damage, which you can see on the left hand side. It used to do 15. And on block, the move is now -5. Which, if I put the frame then you'll see that. It was -5 and now 0. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. It was -5, now 0. And there's no pushback anymore. This is the same for forward 3. Both of these moves obviously have the same animation from the 4-3 and the forward 3 itself. Now 0 on block, which is good. I like that. It means that you can jab after this if you want to, or there is a setup which obviously you'll see in the setup section that you can use from this. And there is no pushback anymore, which means that the forward 3 into hop kick is, I wouldn't say gone, depends on how your opponent reacts, but like the pushback won't really make them whiff anymore. The next change we have is back 1. Change the opponent's behavior when the move hits in midair after sending the opponent spinning. So this is what this means. So once you have hit him in the air, screw, and use back 1, you'll see how the spin now. He starts spinning once you hit him. This wasn't a thing before. It literally just knocked him back. So I don't really know what to make of this. I guess you could, I don't know if you want to use it for a fancy little wall carry, but it don't really wall carry too far. I don't know, maybe for styling in combos. You're not really going to get out of it. I don't know why they did this. Whether it's a buff or not, I don't personally think so. But it's there. It's one of the changes he had. Up forward 2, which is this move. They have changed the attack startup from 25 frames to 25 to 26 frames. Changed the frame advantage from when blocked from -9 to -3. Changed the jump status from 9 to 24 frames to 9 to 25 frames. Okay, so this is sort of a buff. So this is no longer -9, it's now -3. I guess the main thing you would use this for is at the wall, because I believe it wall splats. Yeah, so it wall splats, and if they block this move, you have enough time to sidestep now, because it leaves them crouching. They're in crouch, so you have enough time to sidestep. So I guess that's a buff. You can literally probably catch a lot of people with that if you're sidestepping. The next is forward 2 or full crouch down forward 2, which is just this. They've increased the range of the attack, so this means that this combo here becomes a lot easier. You don't have to dash as far anymore to do that combo. You can just do forward, where you used to have to do a deep forward to be able to connect that. So that's the change on that, which is good. It means he's got another wall carry combo that's fairly easy to hit. So yeah, I think that's a buff. The next is forward 1+2. Now this is his new move, which is 17 frames fast, grants Starburst, knocks down, +9, it wall splats, which I'll show you now. It wall splats. On block, it's -8, it's safe, and it creates a little bit of distance between you, the opponent and yourself, which is kind of good. It comes from a forward, so like you sort of like mix it up with running 2. If people think you're going to come in and do running 2, you can do that instead. It has a little bit of, it has quite a lot of tracking as well, which I'll just show you now, which is fairly good. I'll just go the other way. Whoops. So this is going to be really, really hard to get around. In my opinion, this move is very, very cheap. It's literally a safe, fast way of getting Starburst. It literally tracks so well both sides. Has a little bit of pushback in between the moves, so if they whiff, you can get a free whiff punisher after it. I just think this move is ridiculous. Very, very, very good move. The next is while standing 1-2. This move is so good if you know how to use it. It is 12 frames. Obviously, because his while standing 1 is 12 frames. You mainly want to use this with Starburst. I mean, I don't know if it's natural. Hold on. Standing approach. Guard all. I ain't got counter hit on now. Okay, so it's natural. I think. Let me get him to do it to me just in case, just to double check this. Yeah, so it's natural. It's natural. It's a 12 frame punish. The best thing about this is that it's a new Starburst move, which is very, very good. It's literally down 1-2, but from while standing. So if you are at the wall and you have Starburst and you duck, while standing 1-2 is down 1-2 basically, but a 12 frame version, which is kind of good. And again, it's the same. It's the same on block. Oh, actually, let me get Starburst first. It's +8 again, same as down 1-2. This is ridiculous. This is going to be a quite a big game changer at the wall. Let's say you do something safe and you duck, and they challenge with a single jab because it's 12 frames. The while standing 1-2 will punish a single jab check, and there you go. You've got a free wall splat if you have Starburst. So that is brilliant. The next change is Starburst down 2-2. They changed the damage from 15 to 17, which is that the both hits? No, it's just the second hit. So the second hit used to do 15, now it does 17. So it used to do 26 damage as a launcher. It now does 28, which is a good buff. I guess if you're hitting down 2-2, then you know it's more damage. And the next change, the final change, is back 4-3-2. The last hit now does 38 damage instead of 35, so 3 more damage onto that, which means it does more damage at the wall than what it used to. So yeah, those are the Season 3 to Season 4 changes for Claudio. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to cover is the full combos. Now, what I've done here is I've done like 3 to 4 combos off different launchers. Apart from up forward 4 and down forward 1-2, because they both come out at 15 frames, so I've just done 2 of each, showing you what I've done. So the combos you're going to see are, I've done it in like a sort of order. So the first combo you're going to see is like a normal combo, like a decent combo that you can just do like during the match. The second combo is going to be more for wall carry, so you want to use that combo for wall carry. The third combo is going to be a high / max damage combo. Some of them are high damage, some of them is actually the max damage that you can get. And the fourth one is going to be a Starburst version of that combo, if it's possible to do that. Now, you can do pretty much the same combo off any launchers, but I've done multiple different combos, even though they might not be the best combos, the different combos, just to show you that there's different ways of, you know, doing combos, even if they're high damage or they're not, or they just got better wall carry. But like, there's multiple that you can choose off which you want to use. I've showcased them all through different launches and stuff, but obviously you can use, say, one that I've used for the up forward 4, you can use for the down 2-2 if you haven't seen that one on there, but you probably can use it. I've just tried to show a lot of combos. So yeah, that'll show you that. And then right at the end of when I finish showing you all the basic combos, I have a training partner called Wiki, who's a Hwoarang main, but is also known as a combo artist. Like, he does a lot of combos with different characters. Recently done a lot with Claudio. He's kindly given me some of the combos he's done with Claudio, which are ridiculous. Like, you wouldn't even think to do half of the stuff that he's done. So if you want to check him out, I'll leave his Twitter link and his YouTube link down below, because he does so much different combos with different characters. Yeah, and they'll be right at the end after all the combos, so let's get straight into them.
Il mio potere. Osserva. Osserva.
Okay, so next up we have the setups and tech traps. Now, I just want to say before we get into these that these are setups and tech traps, so this means they are not guaranteed. This all depends on how the opponent reacts. It's going to be hard to do some of these videos, these clips, I reckon, because the AI, to get the AI to do exactly what you want is a bit weird sometimes. So I reckon this will be quite difficult, but bear with me. I'll try and get them to do it. This will work in game. If you watch any of my gameplay, you will see me do these setups, and I get them to work pretty much all the time if people react how I want them to react. But getting the AI to do it sometimes is a bit weird, but we'll give it its best shot. But yeah, these are all setups and tech traps that you can use if you feel like you need to use them in any situation to make a comeback, or you just feel like your opponent's going to fall for it. Yeah, but let's get straight into it. Now we're going to get into some setups and tech traps that you can use with Claudio. Now, like I said previously, these are setups and tech traps, so these all will work depending on what your opponent does. None of this is guaranteed. It just all depends on your opponent's reactions, but these are common, so it means that your opponent will, a lot of the time, react in the way you want them to. Doesn't mean they will, but it happens. So let's start with the most classic setup from Claudio that has happened since Season 1, since the character came out, and that is down forward 3-2 shoulder. Really wouldn't recommend using this, but you can if you need to. I'll just get him to do it on me so you can see what actually happens in the process. Hold on, I'll switch sides first. So, down forward 3-2 shoulder. This is what will happen if your opponent jabs. They will lose and they will get wall spotted. So this is when people jab against down forward 3-2. I wouldn't recommend doing this because a lot of people, as soon as they see down forward 3-2, very rarely they'll jab. Maybe at the lower levels, but definitely not the top levels. They don't really jab after this too much. Or if they do, it's just because they're not thinking and they forgot about that setup. But yeah, that's a setup that you can use whenever you feel like you need to use it. The next one is we will go through the up forward 4, up forward 3+4 pickups. So these are where like your opponent back rolls or tech rolls. This is where you're going to get a full combo. So one of them is the wall back thing. If they back roll, this will hit them. I'm not sure. Let's check if it tech rolls. I've never seen someone tech roll. Okay, so it gets them with the tech roll as well. This gets them basically if they move. So that's one of them you can use if you do. The input is back, back, up, back. So if you get you back to the wall, it's back, back, up, back. And if that hits and they move, this will pick them up for a combo. Another common one is the 3+4. If they move, this will pick them up. If this hits, That's another one you can use. So 3+4 into up forward 3+4. It's one of the more common ones that a lot of people know about, but some people don't, so it still does hit. Another one is while you have Starburst. So if you have Starburst and punish with back 2 into up forward 3+4, this will work. You have to have Starburst, otherwise it does not work. I'll show you now. If I do that, the recovery of like getting the Starburst animation is just too long. You have to already have it so it doesn't do the SSR, and then you can just pick them up. Another one is sidestep 4. This is more of a timing one. So I recommend you dash forward, wait a second, and then pick them up with up forward 3+4. See how the timing can be a bit weird, how I didn't get it there. But then I did. So it's literally sidestep 4, dash. Once the feet touch the floor is really a good indication of when to do it. Like there, it touched the floor. That's a really good way of doing it. The same comes from forward 4. It's literally a little bit quicker than normal. When they finish bouncing is when you really should do it. I literally dash forward and then up forward 3+4 is a pretty good timing, I guess, for doing that. And yeah, that's pretty much the best up forward 3+4 pickups that you're looking for. I mean, you can get it off if the back roll standing free, but it's a bit of a weird one because everyone tech rolls after that one, so I wouldn't recommend really even trying that one. And to be fair, not a lot of people use this move unless they're doing an anti-air or a re-wall splat. But yeah, wouldn't really do that. The next ones are the back one setups at the wall. Okay, so back one, a very common move to use at the wall. Wall splats, really, really good move. But -5 on block, which means it's not your go, but you're not heavily minus, which means you can do quite a bit of stuff after this. So one of the things you can, there's 3 options if you want to take your go after this, and I'll show you how they are and how they beat different ones. So if we start with the first one, it's back 1 into back 3+4. I'll show you how this works. So if they block this and I jab, I will lose. If they block this and I do a mid, I will lose. If I do anything that doesn't have range at all, I will lose. But if I do something like this, I will lose now. But anything like this, where you're keeping yourself in this situation, you will lose. If you dash a little bit and expect it, you will get them a counter hit. But that's full-on opponent knowledge where they'd have to just dash forward and do something. But literally, if they stay here, anything you do, even your... I'm not sure about back 4-2. Yeah, so back 4-2 will hit because of the range. But anything like back 1 will not hit unless you do a little dash. Then it will hit. The next one is back 1 into shoulder. This beats jabs, basically. This will beat anyone that reacts to back 1 with a jab. And the final one is back 1 into power crush. This beats the people that dash forward into like back 1. So if they dash forward to try beat you into back 1 or like forward 3, this is what beats them. This is how you beat them. So there's always a way to beat something. Also, the shoulder beats lows as well. So like if you do like a really slow low like down back 3, which I'll just show you now. This is where it'll stop like power crushes and the back swing blow. If I do like down back 3, I'll lose. So that's where that beats it. So there's an option that pretty much beats anything your opponent's going to do. It's whether you guess right on what your opponent's going to do and use the correct one. The next one is the wall combo using back 1 as a setup. So if I do wall combo down forward 3-2 back 3 and then do back 1, this beats any get up kick. Oh, I need a clean wall spot. When you come at me, clean wall spot, please. So if I do a get up kick, oh well, it didn't let me do one, but okay. Oh, I wish it would give me a clean wall spot. Ah. It'll literally hit me on the ground if I do a get up kick. It hits you on the ground. Now, if I don't do a get up kick, and I let the back 1 just go ahead, The back one will give you some sort of pushback away from the opponent. So I'll just show you that now. So I will wake up doing nothing. And you see the way it's pushed him quite a bit far back. Now, if I do a get-up kick in this situation, another back one will hit. So the wall combo you want to be going for here is down forward 3-2, back 3, back 1, back 1. This will catch people if they do a get-up kick late, waiting to see what you're doing on the ground. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So I'll wait, get-up kick. Oh, sorry, my bad, I did that a bit wrong. Oh, interesting. Maybe I timed it wrong on the record. This is the hard thing about doing it when you're recording it. See if that one worked. There we go. I just timed it wrong on the thing, that's all. I did a later get-up kick. So once they see that back one whiff, if they do a kick when the back one whiffs, a lot of the time the kick will whiff and you get another back one free. I use this quite a lot. Oh, I should have tech rolled there. I use this quite a lot. It's kind of cheap. I don't know why the get-up kicks they're hitting. Maybe it's just me doing my timing wrong, so I'm having to do it on an AI. But it's kind of cheap. Yeah, it literally makes them whiff. And you're going to get another wall splat if they retaliate. If they don't retaliate, you're literally keeping wall pressure. So it's actually a really good option to go for. The next one is the jump over tech at the wall. This is how this will work. Oh, wow. I'll probably do it from straight on to make it a bit easier. Alright, hopefully that works. There you go. So they jump over. And that is all guaranteed. If the while standing 1-1 hits, all this is guaranteed. If the while standing 1-1 hits in the back. So I'll tech roll, or when it lets me. And that is all guaranteed. Now, there is a way you can hop kick after this. So if you do the jump over, which is down forward 3-2, jump over, dick jab, or when it lets me do it. Hop kick you can do. It is not guaranteed, but you can do it. I'll show you now. So I'm holding back to block to turn around and I get hit by the hop kick. There is a way out of this, but pretty much people are going to hold back to block and they're going to get hit by that. The way to get out of it is if you hold forward instead of back. So I'll hold forward this time. I held forward and I blocked. Now, if I hold forward, no matter what, down forward 3-1 is guaranteed. 14 frames is guaranteed after the jump over while standing 1-1. But a lot of the time you can go for the hop kick because not a lot of people know you need to hold forward to block. I mean, towards your opponent to block, which a lot of people think is weird. Instead of back, which was what you normally would hold to block. So holding forward is the better option there. But no matter what, down forward 3-1 will hit. So the jump over is down forward 3-2. You have to be at an angle. You cannot be straight on. You have to be at an angle. Down forward 3-2, jump over, down back 1, while standing 1-1, and either hop kick or down forward 3-1 is your go-to after that. Right, the new wall setup is forward 3 into shoulder. This, because it is 0, will beat jabs every time. There's nothing any character, I don't think any character's jabs will win in this situation. And because it's 13 frames, it's weird with Claudio. It glitches with Claudio. It glitches like that, but with others it doesn't. I don't know why it phases through, but Claudio's different. If I do this with another character, it's absolutely fine. That you get the wall splat because it's 13 frames and you're at 0. If they challenge with a quick mid, like a down forward 1 or something, then you get a wall splat. But because Claudio's is a knee, it always acts a bit weird. I don't know why it does this, but it's funny. Maybe they'll fix it. But yeah, with other characters like who have a down forward one, such as like Kazumi and stuff, this is not. It's normal. It doesn't phase through. But it's a good setup. It beats jabs and it beats like quick mids, the 13 frame mids, because it'll trade. And the next one is the unblockable setup. So I'll just do this myself because I can. It's a lot easier. So if I set them to tech roll left and left. This is how this one works. Down forward 3-1, side step down forward 3-1 into the unblockable. Will hit if they side roll left, and if they side roll right. Oh, actually, I timed that wrong. This one should hit, or not. That one definitely should. There we go. It literally catches both side tech rolls either way. The only way you get out of this is if you stay on the floor. It's a bit weird because you have to get the angle right on this one here, otherwise it will whiff. But it tracks rather well from both sides in this situation. But it's always sidestep right into the re-wall splat, and then that's when you get it. You obviously want your opponent to set to tech roll left because it is possible to get a re-wall splat. If they do. I don't know, whatever combo you want to do. But yeah, that is how you do the unblockable. It's down forward 3-1, or any sort of wall splat, I guess, where the fall off the wall is the animation. Side step right, down forward 3-1 for the re-wall splat, and then the back 2+3 for the unblockable. Right, the final setup is... I'm not sure if this works 100% on Claudio, but we will check. Actually, it probably will if I do a jab. We want it to repeat action and record. It's down back 2-1 into while selling 2. So the way you do this is you press down back 2-1 and you spam the 2 because you're in crouching. This catches so many people because down back 2-1 is -13. It is punishable, but it recovers in crouch. So a lot of people need to realize they need to use a 13 frame mid and not try punish with a 10 frame, a 12 frame high, which is what a lot of people do. And then they get hit when they're trying to punish. But I think it catches, yeah. Claudio's second jab's got a good hitbox, so it catches. But like if I do 2-1, I think it'll work. Yeah, so it beats like 2-1 and stuff. This catches a lot of people. It literally, it's so cheap. It works online. It works in panic situations where people are trying to take the goes. You do down back 2-1, they block it. They try to take their go with a high, and they eat a while sending in 2. So yeah, those are the setups that you can pretty much use. Obviously, again, they are setups. They are not guaranteed. It all depends on how your opponent reacts. But yeah, let's move on to the next bit. The next part we're going to look at is Claudio's best moves. Now, these are the best moves that you really should be using in neutral or like with punishers or all like that. These aren't going to be all of his moves. I mean, there's going to be other moves in there that have good use, but I wouldn't personally say they are his best moves and that you really need them in your game. The moves I'm going to be going over are the ones that you definitely need to be using. The moves that are on this list you don't really have to use, but you can. I'm not saying not to use them. I've just gone over the best ones that if you're not using these, you need to start. If you're using moves that aren't on this list, that's absolutely fine. You know, definitely do that. I mean, I probably will myself, but these are the ones that you must be using if you're playing Claudio. So let's get straight into them. Okay, so now we're going to go over his best moves. These are the moves that you really should be your go-to moves, obviously in-game, in neutral, as well as like with punishment and stuff like that. So we'll start off with probably his best move, which I reckon everybody will know this, is his back one. His back one is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. This move is, I'll just whack frames on so you know. It is -5 on block. Creates a bit of space between you and your opponent. And there, range 2, it resets back out around range 2. Which is really, really good. This move can go under highs. It evades highs a little bit, mainly jabs, but I've seen it go under other stuff. It's 18 frames, so it's not too slow. You can't like react to it and stand back up if you're thinking you're going to do a low or anything like that. It's pretty quick. It's decent. It's literally his main go-to mid. It wall splats. This move is actually ridiculous. Like, you need to be using this move in your game, whether you're moving about and using it or you're just like running back and forward and using it. This move should be one of your go-to moves. It's actually so good. The next move is, which is the mix-up from this move, is Sidestep 4. Sidestep 4 is +6 on hit, which forces them in crouch, which is a full-on frame trap for a lot of Claudio's moves, including like jabs or anything like that. It is -12, so it's not really punishable at all. A lot of characters only get a while standing 4, which is nothing really punishment on it, so it's not too risky to throw out. And obviously the mix-up is to back 1 after your sidestep, so people don't like just think you're going to do the sidestep 4 all the time. But sidestep 4 is one of his better moves as well. The next move you need to be using is down forward 3. Down forward 3, fishing for this is so good, especially these days. It's very easy to hit confirm the down forward 3-1. You want to use both down forward 3-2 and down forward 3-1. Down forward 3-2 mainly used to like do a bit of damage, but it's down forward 3-2 is -2 on block. So you can step after this, you can dick jab after this, you can even jab after this depending on what they're going to do. But that's how you use that one. And down forward 3-1 is only -12. This is not too risky against anybody apart from like Akuma or something. This is ridiculous. It's -12. It's 14 frames. It's hit confirmable. You have so much time to confirm this. It's always going to be a natural combo, no matter how long it's delayed. And it wall spots. So again, and it tracks to his right, I believe. I believe it tracks to the right. So this move is ridiculous as well. It's such a good move. The next move is back 2. This is a 14 frame move, mainly used as a 14 frame punisher. It tracks a little both ways, to be honest. It is a high, but it's so quick. It comes out at 14 frames. High evades. It goes under like jabs and stuff like this. Again, it's a tech trap if you already have Starburst. So again, overall, this is a really powerful move, and it's not too scary to duck unless you've got. It's not too scary to use unless you've got a ducker who just duck all the time. Then obviously it is a high. But again, this is a fast move. Tracks a little both ways, and can be a tech trap if you have Starburst and people stand up after it. So yeah, that's a really good one. Next is his jabs. He's got some of the best jabs in the game. +6 on hit. The second hit tracks a bit and hits quite low as well. So it's a bit, if people are trying to do a while standing punish, the second hit normally catches him. It's a bit weird. On block, -1. So you can even spam this and they have to jab against you. And if you've got their backs to the wall and the only way they're going to get out of this is like a jab or a dick jab, you can just sidestep or like shoulder or something to beat what they're going to do. So yeah, his jabs are kind of ridiculous. They are very, very strong, and I recommend using them like even in like just how I am now. Just like this is just good enough to use them, as well as being his 10 frame punish. The next move is back 3 on back 3-3. This move is 13 frame. It's a mid. It is -4. But because of the extension, which is only -12, which is nothing, and it counter hit launches, people respect this, and so they should, because the second it counter hit launches. But with it being -4, you can move around after it. You can jab after it because people should be respecting it. If they're not respecting it, just throw out the second hit and they'll get counter hit launched. I'll show you. So if you do it, just back 3, and then back 3-3, and they challenge because that's what happens. It counter hit launches. It's actually ridiculous. And to say it's only -12 again, not much of a risk. So definitely use back 3 to check them a lot, and then if they start pressing after back 3, just throw out the back 3-3. That's the best thing to do. Next is his new move, forward 1+2. This is nuts. This move is nuts. It is 17 frames fast. +9 on hit, knocks him down, so I don't know, you can dash in the face and do whatever you want. -8 on block. It's a mid. It's the only safe way to get Starburst. That's a mid. The others are either a high that you have to duck or forward 2-2, which is -20 odd, so you know you don't really want to use that to get Starburst. This is a really quick way to get Starburst, and it just made Starburst a lot easier to get. So definitely just throw this out. Like, no other way around it. Just throw this move out. If it hits, it hits. You get Starburst. Brilliant. If it doesn't, you're safe with a bit of pushback. Bit of pushback there. You're on range 2 again, similar to back 1. So, oh well. if it doesn't hit, oh well. Next is his hop kick. His hop kick still really, really good. I believe they nerfed the range on it a little bit. It still hits around 2.3. It used to hit around 2.7, between 2.5 and 2.7. So just before 2.3 is really when you're going to get it in range. Definitely 2, range 2. But yeah, it crushes a lot. Like mids, if you're from crouch, it crushes a lot on mids. Crushes highs, obviously lows, it low crushes. It's 15 frames. It's one of his main known moves, like what people know Claudio for is his hop kick. But yeah, still overall very good. Only -13. Again, not too risky against most characters. Obviously, you don't want to just throw it out all the time, but throwing it out every now and again is not too bad. Obviously, mainly use it as a punish or a whiff punish. The next move is his 1+2 string, which is this. 1+2, 1+2, forward 2, or back 2, whichever you want to do. Or some if you want to just cheat the input, just do 1+2 and then hold forward or back and spam 1+2, like I do. I just spam the 1+2 button. Basically, what you do. This move is best for a whiff punisher. It has a good range. It reaches further than the hop kick. There you go. That's 2.5 there. It reaches further than the hop kick. Does good damage. It has an input where if you do back forward and time it right, you get 60 damage instead of 58. Like that, and you'll hear the scream when he does it. Like that, which is 1+2, 1+2, back forward 2 is the input you have to do. So you press 1+2, 1+2, and then you input your back forward 2. And that's what you'll get. You'll know you've got it in-game if you hear that scream. Yeah, that's one of his good moves. Next is down 3 and down 4. These are his main go-to lows. They are, I mean, you have other lows, but these are probably the better ones. This one is, they're both minus on hit, but this is what Claudio's known for, not having good lows, apart from sidestep 4. Down 3 is really weird. It's 16 frames fast. It does alright damage. It does 12 damage, which is not too bad. -3 creates a bit of distance between you and your opponent. With it being -3, a lot of people like to jab after it, and if they jab, you know, the hop kick comes out, so you really don't want to jab after that. But the weird thing about this move is if it will, hopefully it will let me show you. It's weird to, it's -17, and it's so weird to punish. With Claudio, you have to hop kick. Even while standing 4 whiffs, while standing 1-1 whiffs, you have to hop kick. And a lot of characters really struggle for a punish on this move, which is ridiculous. Because if they hold on, let me whiff, try punish and see what happens. You're gonna see a whiff. You can react to someone whiffing. I'd be able to react to that whilst in 2 whiffing and then do a hop kick. So this is why this move is ridiculous. I think this low is very good. There's not too much risk on it, and not a lot of characters can punish it. So I recommend definitely just using this low as one of your main go-to lows, as well as down 4. Down 4 is 12 frames, -2, so you can like dick jab after it to beat like a quick 13 frame mid, or you can move after it, which is what I mainly do, is down 4 into move. But yeah, this is just a quick low. It's got decent range. I think a range 2-ish, probably more than that. Yeah, it's just past range 2, so it's got good range on it. It's just a little chippy low to annoy people at. You can even do 2 in a row if they start jabbing you to try take your go. But yeah, I definitely use them moves in the neutral. Next to his Starburst moves, I think pretty much Every Starburst move is useful. Forward 1+2, 1+2. Brilliant whiff punisher. You can just throw it out. It's safe. It's 16 frames. It's -9 on block. Hold on, I'm gonna get Starburst. -9 on block, I believe. Yeah, -9 on block, so you're completely safe. So yeah, just you can use that however you want. Mainly as a whiff punisher, I guess, but or a sidestep mix-up if you're doing sidestep 4. But definitely, that would be your main go-to Starburst move. The next is down 2-2. Just throw this out, especially online, if you want the damage. If it's blocked, it's only sorry, I need to put on guard all. It's only -12. Oh, I'm on guard. Oops, nearly did it again. It's only -12. There's not much of a risk of throwing this out, and if it hits, it does a chunk. When I can do combos, and you know, you get the gist. You can do whatever combo you want there, and obviously for a -12 low to get a full combo like that, it's not too risky. And on counter hit, it's natural, so you know, I won't be too hesitant to throw that out if you want to. Next is down 1-2. This is going to come under both categories, and I'll explain why in the other category of moves you need to be careful for. But down 1-2 is definitely a good move. It wall splats, balcony breaks as you just saw, and is +8 on block, which means back 1 is a legit frame trap after it, and they cannot do anything about it. So definitely throw that out mainly at the wall. I'd use that at. I wouldn't really use it in the open. Well, you can, but to get the frame trap, but it's best used at the wall. And next is his new while standing 1-2, which is down 1-2 again, but from crouch. Mainly, definitely only use this at the wall. If you're doing jabs and you see someone jab against you, you know they're going to retaliate with jabs, just duck while standing 1-2. Free wall splat. It's pretty much the same as down 1-2, +8 on block. Again, so back 1 frame trap after it. But this is a 12 frame down 1-2, so you know it's kind of good. You really do have to be using this. And that's pretty much it for his best moves. These are his best go-to moves. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use the other moves, but these are definitely his best moves to use. Okay, so next is moves that you need to be careful using. Again, like I said in the previous one of his best moves, these are not, I'm not saying not to use these moves, I'm just saying be careful, because if your opponent's got any sort of matchup knowledge or like reaction speed, then you know, these moves can get you hurt a lot. These moves are, I'm not saying there's no use for them, there will be a lot of use for these moves. Definitely you can use them, but they are either reactable, steppable, or like maybe you can interrupt or something like that. These are what these moves are. So let's get into them sort of moves. So now we're going to be looking at moves that you need to be careful using. Again, not saying not to use them, but literally be very careful about how you use these and when you use these. So we'll start with down back 3. Down back 3 is 24 to 25 frames fast, which means it is reactable, especially with the new Season 4 netcode, so the connection's a lot better. People are going to be blocking this a lot of the time. It is reactable. Obviously, you could get away with it a lot more in Season 3 because the connection wasn't good online, but you won't see many Claudios just like at top level in tournaments or like me mainly as well, like use this too much. I mean, I do use it, but not extremely a lot. It is +3, so it is one of his main plus on hit lows, but it is -15, so it is launch punishable. I guess against characters that don't have a 15 frame launcher, for instance Hwarang, it's not too bad to use against, because you're not going to get punished too hard for it, but it is launch punishable, so definitely be careful using that. The next one is down back 4-3. Again, definitely use the low, but be careful, don't make this be your go-to low. I try to tell a lot of Claudio players that this should not be the main low that you're using all the time. It is neutral, so you know it is anyone's go. A good thing to do after it is backdash, but on block, it's so punishable that I believe you can delayed hop kick it. Actually, I'll put it on repeat just to show you. But I'm pretty sure you can delayed hop kick it. You can delayed hop kick punish. Literally, be careful. It's so punishable, so, you know, really, really be careful about how you use this. The next one is down forward 1-2. Again, 15 frame launcher. Good whiff punisher. If someone whiffs, you know, it's good to punish. A good 15 frame punisher does more damage than the hop kick. Only downside to this is that it is -15, so it is launch punishable. You need to be very careful using this. If you sidestep and you're a little bit late on your punish instead of going for hop kick, and this is blocked, everybody knows that twin pistons are launch punishable for every character that has them, I think, apart from like Kazuya, because it's come from while standing. But like characters that have it from standing, like Bears and Miguel and stuff like that, it's launch punishable. It's always launch punishable. So be very careful in just throwing this out. You have to be so sure that they've whiffed or that it's going to punish. Otherwise, it's just too risky in my eyes. The next one is down 1-2. Again, like I said, this is one of his best moves, but this move can be so risky because I will show you every option to beat this move. I'll put it on repeat action and record. Okay, so if you are playing against Claudio and your character has a parry, you can parry the second hit. Not a problem, you can parry the second hit. Or you can power crush through it. This is the same with Starburst and without. You can power crush through it every time. The best way to punish it is to sidestep right, delayed hop kick. You can always step it right and delayed hop kick. And another cheeky one that you can do is you can rage out between the hits. So if they have rage, they can rage out in between it. You can also backswing against it. Any character that has a backswing blow, it will punish it. So there is a lot of options to beat this move, which is why I said you need to be careful using it, as well as, you know, it being one of his best moves, but really only use it at the wall, which negates the backswing blow, and if they're in the corner, it negates the sidestep as well. So the main way to get out of it is power crush or punch parry. But again, you can see why it can be risky to use. Same with while standing 1-2, but this one's a little bit different. If I get him to do it. The way to beat this is you get a 10 frame gap to interrupt. But again, I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're playing against Claudio, because he can do while standing 1-1, which you cannot be interrupted, so you'll just get hit by the while standing 1-1. But the main way to avoid this is to go, walk left. But again, this is a weird one, which I think might get fixed. Is it can stop you from getting. They can hit you sometimes if you go left. It's really weird, which it seems like they might patch. I'm not sure unless they're just meant for it to track. But a sidewalk left will beat it. But again, this one I think is a lot more safer than down 1-2. So again, just be careful if someone knows it. But it's a new move, so I doubt they'll know it. But in the future, when Season 4 becomes quite old, people might suddenly start. There might be a patch where you can actually step it consistently, but it is interruptible with 10 frames and you can sidestep it, so just be very wary of that. Next is, sorry I pressed the wrong button. Next is, and finally actually, is up forward 3. This move is plus, it is plus, it's +2 or something like that. It is a counter hit launcher. But it can be floated, and it can be even like one sidestep either way. If the opponent's moving, it's just gonna whiff, and then it's just real. I think you can delay hop kick it. You can delay hop kick it. It's very risky if you've got an opponent that moves around a lot. So yeah, definitely be careful using all of these moves. Not saying not to use them again. Definitely can put them in your game somewhere. But just be very careful that there is ways around these moves that can get you launched and lose a lot of damage. For the next bit, this is going to be how Claudio is best played. This is exactly how I play the character, how I feel like the character definitely should be played to unlock his full potential. I'm not saying that you have to play like this, but if you want to improve with Claudio, this is the way you need to go forward, because this is just the sort of character that he is. I'll literally explain why I do stuff, why I do these moves, why I step after certain moves and stuff like that. It's all going to be explained in here, and this is exactly how you want to be playing to improve on playing Claudio in Tekken 7. Okay, now we have how the character is best played. Okay, the way to play this character all literally depends on your opponent, I guess. So if you have a button-heavy opponent, for instance, someone that presses buttons a lot, you really want to be using moves such as back one and the new move forward 1+2, and then, you know, just backdash away. Make them whiff, and then obviously he's got such good whiff punishes in the 1+2, forward 1+2, 1+2 if you have Starburst, hop kick, or even back 4-2. So if you've got an aggressive opponent, you want to use moves that, you know, create that distance away from you, or like that are only just minus, so you can move around a bit. And you want to whiff punish them. So that's the way that you play against a really aggressive opponent. Especially back one. Back one's good in like no matter what play style they have. But a very aggressive opponent, this move is really good. 'Cause it just, if they jab after that, they're going to the sky. Let's be honest, they are definitely going to the sky. If you've got an opponent that turtles, your best way is to sidestep mix them, because they're going to respect this. You know they're going to respect this. They turtle. They don't press a lot of buttons. So you can 2-1. You know they're not gonna press off for the third hit. So you can 2-1 them all the way back to the wall, wowing into them to the wall. Just dash in the face. People are, and then you've got their backs to the wall, and this is where Claudio is the most dangerous. Claudio at the wall becomes one of, if not the best characters in the game. This alone is super scary. People were like, oh, well, you just don't have to duck against Claudio. And if you've watched any of my clips before, that is not true at the wall. Like, if I've done 7 of these in a row. I'm not scared. It's -12. And you can delay it for so long. Well, I was stood up there. I was literally stood still. This move conditions people to duck, and then when they start ducking, back one is brilliant. His new move, brilliant. Hold on, back to the wall. Down forward 3-1, hit confirm, brilliant. I don't know if you want to use shoulder, even though it's risky. Who cares? They're starting to duck. And the put only from this low that does a chunk and he's only -12. Claudio is so scary at the wall. And then you've got people when they think, oh, there's a gap after back one, or there's a gap after. I'll put it on the computer to do this just to show this. They might use a move such as, or you might use a move such as down forward 3-2. I'm gonna get Starburst. Oops. You might get a move such as, you'll have Starburst, and they might do a move such as down forward 3-2, and you think, oh, hang on, I'll take my go. No, you won't, because I'll just duck into while standing 1-2, which is 12 frames. Jab, nope, it punishes jabs. So, again, you literally, and then you're like, I don't know, like I showed in the setups part, oh, they've done back one, I'll take my go with anything. Oh, hold on, he's got 3 options to beat what I'm going to do. Claudio at the wall is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's just so much to do, and it all comes from this. The main way to play Claudio is to sidestep. You have to sidestep. If you're not sidestepping, there is no reason to duck. They can take the go after this. They can take the go after this. They can take the go after this. They can't take the go after this, but this move's reactable. So your main way to open them up with lows is this. Mixing up with this. And if they start, and then if you've got, again, the guy that mashes, frame trap, you cannot press after that, because this is hit confirmable. And if for instance, you don't hit confirm it, hold on, I'll put a standing guard on. You only at -12. Oh well, -12, you elite punish, so what? And they're back still to the wall. So if they like do a 1-2 or whatever the 10 frame is, or 12 frame, whatever, and you get knocked down or just pushed back, you're still going to be around this area. So all you have to do is be patient and then apply your pressure again. It's not a risky. It's not like you're going to get launched and sent to the other side of the stage. So definitely be sidestepping and using the moves that I said are his best moves. You know, check with a back 3 sidestep, down forward 3, down forward 3, down forward 3, down forward 3, 1. You know, it's just that mix-up in people's heads. Is he going to do it? Where he didn't press? Where he didn't press? Or is he going to do it again? Nope, he did a low. It's just that blender that Claudio puts you in at the wall is just super, super scary. If you're on Infinite, he has such good movement. Like his movement, his sidestepping, his backdash, it's all really, really good. Again, moves create space. This used to push back, but again, it's neutral, so you can just throw it out. It's a counter-hit launcher. You can even keep your go after it. Down 3, long range. Look at where we are. We're still over range 2. Down 4. We can still get back at a range, so you can do that keep out and make him whiff and then whiff punish. So on Infinite, he's just as strong. Maybe he's not as scary because you don't have to duck too much, because if someone's backdashing, sidestep 4 is a lot harder to hit, but obviously they can't do that on the wall. So your main way would be to change your game plan would be, yeah, you might be able to get a few sidestep 4s, but it would be just to do like down 3, down 4 with these sort of moves, and then just move about and then the whiff punish. So Claudio's very, very strong in like all ways. But the best way to play him is the movement. His movement and whiff punishment is very, very good. He's not one of those characters that can apply pressure. I mean, this move's decent. It's +4, but it's slow and it's very open to counter hits like standing 4, which is why I didn't put it in the best moves. But obviously you can use it. But this is one of his main pressure tools as a mid, but it's only +4, and you can sidestep after it. You can sidestep down forward 3, which is the frame trap after it, and the only way you're going to really stop them is back 1, but they've got, obviously, that's 18 frames and you're only +4, so there's 4 frames difference there in what you have. So he's not really used as a pressure character. I mean, he can do a load of wiring 2s at the wall or whatever, or in the open, but if they duck one of them, that's it, you get sent to the sky. So he's not really used as a pressure character, so if you're trying to use him as a pressure character, you're probably using him wrong. I mean, you can apply pressure sometimes by doing multiple leads at the wall, and, you know, maybe they want to duck one and then, or not, and then, you know, you can do that. I mean, you can apply sort of pressure with him, but he's not really a pressure character. He's more about the sidestep mix-up as well as the perfect whiff punishment and space control. So that is exactly how you use Claudio Serafino. Okay, finally, this is literally the overall view of the character. I reckon ever since, so I've played Claudio since the beginning, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, I've played him all the way throughout, and I can definitely say that Season 1 Claudio was awful. Not actually sure why I played the character, I think I just found him interesting, but he wasn't a very good character, and all the way from Season 1 to Season 2 to Season 3 to Season 4, he's been buffed every single season. I don't feel like he's been nerfed in any way whatsoever. Definitely been buffed in every season. My thoughts on the character is that he is... he went from bottom tier to mid tier. I'd definitely say he's in high tier now. I wouldn't say S+ or anything like that. I reckon maybe A+ to possibly S, depending on if you can get his playstyle right. Literally, there's so many strong characters in the game, so it's like it's really hard to put him up there with them with the move lists and the tools that other characters have. But I definitely say with what he's got, especially like being unique with having Starburst, that is he's a very, very good character now. Very happy in playing him. Season 4, I would recommend that he's a character. If you don't play Claudio, that he's a character you could go to. Very simple. And very strong at the same time. If you do play him, I'd recommend sticking with him instead of like going around other characters and stuff if you feel like he's too weak. It's not that he's too weak, it's maybe that you're struggling with the playstyle side of him, because he's definitely very strong. He's got some very strong moves. Obviously he lacks very good lows, but he always has. That's the unique part of him. He's always like, he's got such scary mids that you don't want to duck against him, but then obviously at the wall, which is what I've just explained is where he's best at. Literally, the wall game is ridiculous. If you can get him on a wall stage, like, and you have their backs to the wall, this character goes from high tier to probably the best character in the game at the wall, along with like Eliza and stuff. Obviously, she's got a really good wall game as well. Like, his wall game is absolutely ridiculous. But what compensates for that is if people pick Infinite, he's got such good space control. With his move, he has such long range, so being on an Infinite stage is not even a bad thing. So this is where this character overall is very, very solid. And there's not much else I can say apart from he's just got better and better, and I'm very happy at where he is at the moment. Obviously, there's so much more they could do. They could add more Starburst stuff. He's still got a short move list. They could add more moves, give him command throws, anything like that. New lows, it's all there. If the developers want to start putting that in, that's completely up to them. I'm fine if you want to buff him. If you want to buff him, I'll definitely take that. Just please no nerfs. But yeah, I'm really, really happy where Claudio is. I think that is a brilliant character. If you want to pick him up, I definitely recommend it. And obviously, if you still play him, definitely stick with him. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this full guide. I really hope you took something from it and that I could show you everything that I know of the character. If you have any questions, just hit me up on Twitter, or I live stream quite a lot. So on Twitch, the links are in the description for that. So definitely just hit me up on one of them, and you can speak to me live. Instead of, obviously, leave a comment, I'll reply to comments, but if you want to speak to me live, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, you can speak to me live. I'll always reply and have a full-on conversation with you about anything about the character. If you're struggling on notations, I'll leave all the notations in the description as well. So if you want to know like what does 2, 3, 4 or SS or anything like that means, I'll leave all them in the description as well, so that you can see what I was doing on the combos. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all the support, and I really hope you enjoyed the video.